What's up, everybody? You know who I am. I'm Jack Slater, aka the Comic Outlaw. Yeah! And I hope you're ready. We're doing Star Wars Heir to the Empire. Yeah, 5 of 6. Luke Skywalker and Mara Jade have gotten themselves into a bit of a pickle as Luke tried to escape. And now they've crash landed, stranded. And Luke has to deal with Mara Jade and who she is. Is Mara Jade turns this to her advantage. She's holding Luke hostage because Luke, good-hearted Luke, decided to go and look for her, search for her, and she has a gun and she sees a ship coming down. Realizing that it's not her own people and it's the Empire, she decides to take off with Luke. She doesn't want to be found by the Empire either. Not while she has Luke. Not while she has this opportunity to kill him, to make him pay. But Luke has no idea why, or even how he met this woman. But Mara has his lightsaber. She has a gun. And Luke suggests that they get to his X-Wing and they're able to communicate, maybe send a signal out. Mara says this is a convenient excuse to keep him alive, and maybe it is. Luke wants his lightsabers back. She swings, and he can tell that she has experience using it. Now, as Han tries to negotiate with this guy, Mara Jade's captain, wondering if he works for the Empire, what exactly his loyalties are, Han decides to go back to the ship to see if anyone's tampered with it, which I don't blame him at this point. But he decides to take a side field trip to a storage facility. And, of course, he finds that someone had escaped, that they used technology, and from this he's able to deduce that it's from Luke's hand, but Lando is gone. And the captain stands before him. And basically, Lando comes back, and then basically what I just said, he verified that the chip was from Luke's hand, and they were holding Luke. He was captured. They kind of explained that he's with Mara Jade. Mara Jade wants to kill him. He has no idea why. And Thong is basically plotting. He will not move from this planet. He is advised to move, but he has no intention on doing that. He has a plan in motion, and this man is extremely smart. He plans many, many steps ahead. Meanwhile, Mara Jade and Luke Skywalker are camping out. The reason they're not moving at night is because these big, ugly creatures come out, and you get to see them in a moment. They are truly vicious as they begin to attack. And their tails whip. They have a sort of poison fangs. They're like the total predator package. And this is where Mara Jade kind of dumps a little shade on him. But she wants to learn certain skills from Luke, like the Jedi mind trick. She's had training in the Force, and that will be revealed later. Meanwhile, Mara Jade's captain and, of course, his mate are planning out what they're going to do next. If they find Luke Skywalker and the Empire kind of gets wind of it, they are going to have to turn Luke over. And this is what happens when you play both sides of the middle. It's a double-edged sword, and both edges can cut you pretty deep. Meanwhile, Leia gets taken by these strange creatures that have been following her. And this time she's actually prepared. She pulls out a lightsaber and literally cuts one in half. Wondering where the others are, one grabs her by the mouth, tries to pull her away, but then is stopped by the Wookiees. Yes, Chewbacca and his English-speaking friend have arrived. The situation is under control. They've actually killed the other aliens that were skulking around, but one of the Wookiees died in exchange. They are going to have a funeral proceeding for him. Leia wants to go out by herself, but this Wookiee refuses to leave her. So Leia decides to take the fight to these creatures, find out where they're coming from, what they want. She takes her lightsaber and just begins drilling a hole down. And they see one of the ships, and this is very cool. She actually attaches a lightsaber to a rope, ignites it, and guides it with the Force, able to cut this probe or a droid or whoever's riding around it in half. Boom. Very useful trick. And of course, it's one of the creatures waiting for her. She smells her hand. And this creature realizes that she is a descendant from Lord Vader. Apparently, Lord Vader saved this race. He lifted them up. And they are made to serve the descendants of Vader. And she wants to know where their planet is, where they're from, and that she'd be willing to leave with them. And of course, the Wookiee's going to have the funeral procession, and Leia's weeping for all that have died. And will it ever end? Will the war ever end? You think destroying the Empire, or the Emperor would destroy the Empire, but it hasn't. Meanwhile, speaking of never-ending battles, these creatures keep attacking, and Mara Jade is just hitting the bullseye left and right on these creatures. And Luke wants his lightsaber back. Luke wants to kind of defend himself, but Mara Jade is not having any of that. She will not turn her back on Luke. They do find a droid. C-3PO comes out of nowhere, explains what's going on. Also, the captain's droid kind of comes out of nowhere and explains kind of his side of the situation. Basically, they're worried about them both being turned over to the Empire. These creatures do come back. This one attacks Mara Jade. She has all the weapons. She fumbles the lightsaber. R2 gets his little taser out. And of course, Luke tries to help. He gets smacked by the tail. He tells R2 to grab the tail with his claw. And R2 must have a very strong claw because he's able to hold the beast back long enough for Luke to recover his lightsaber. And of course, he takes care of this creature lickety split. Mara Jade stands up. She demands the lightsaber back. But Luke is not giving his lightsaber. Oh, well, there's no smarts for the Jedi. He turns it over. Basic idiot. And Mara Jade reveals that she was the Emperor's right hand. She can hear his voice anywhere in the world. She used to be his enforcer. And Luke is really regretting giving up that lightsaber like an idiot. Thong is planning his next move. Of course, a ship comes out of nowhere. It lands. And you know what ship it is. And Thong has everything he needs to keep that Jedi, that fell Jedi, under his control for now. And will he be able to succeed? We'll find out the next time, won't we? And I'll catch you on the flip side. Yeah.